Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the TradingPub.com daily report. Appreciate everybody viewing this morning. And real quick, before we get started, give you a second to read through a brief risk disclaimer. Again, just want to make sure you understand we're just sharing our thoughts on the market, not making any kind of recommendations. Again, it's for educational purposes only. We've got a big news week coming up. We had ADP employment this morning that was slightly better than expected. You saw the markets bounce off of that report. We've got jobless claims tomorrow, as well as ECB news and Bank of England news. We've got Bank of Japan news, and then on Friday we've got U.S. non-farm payroll and Canadian employment. So again, lots of news coming out. One thing to remember, we've seen some pretty sharp moves in the market. Would not be surprised to see a little bit of chop come into the markets as we're waiting on these two big news announcements. So typically before a non-farm payroll report on the Thursday before, you start to get into some slow moving markets. So chances are tomorrow, if you can get a good trade off in the morning, it can go to kind of chop the rest of the day. So just kind of keep that in the back of your head as you're trading and watching the market. Obviously, if some exciting news comes out, we'll see some volatility pick up, but wouldn't be surprised to see some chop over the next day or two, especially after the moves that we have kind of let the market digest these little bits of news. So the markets that we're going to take a look at today, obviously we look at the S&P every day, take a look at what happened in the overnight session, and then also want to take a little bit of time going back and looking at the euro, which we pointed out on Monday as being one of the most important markets to watch, and we'll keep a close eye on it throughout the week. So looking at the S&P right now, you see this is a daily chart. We actually took out the previous day's high. So again, that's important. We want to see a close above the previous day high. For those of you that are bullish, again, it's important to see where we close. So on a daily basis, you want to see a close above the previous day's high. As you just continue to see this downtrend in the market, it's extremely important to understand that the bulls need to break this downtrend and take out a previous day high and close above there. So looking at what the S&P did overnight, there's a couple of levels that are going to be important to focus on. Obviously, we had the large rally in the last hour of trading, then you saw some consolidation overnight, but notice how we bounced off the 1106 area. Here's one test of 1106, bounced up, came back down, tested 1106 again, bounced up. Now there's also some resistance at 1116, 1117. So again, 1106 and 1116 will be two areas that we're going to want to focus on. Above 1116, there's resistance here at 1120, and then the Globex high up around 1125. So again, those are going to be important areas. If we get above 25, we can go back to this high that we had the other day up around 33. So again, 30 to 33 if we get above 1125. So again, it's important to understand what happened the past 48 to 72 hours in the market. The numbers that were important then will continue to be important now. Now, the most important market to watch right now, in our opinion, is the euro. Now, a lot of the sell-off that we've seen in the overall equity markets has happened because of what happened or is happening overseas with Europe and Greece. So, as you see the euro get weaker, you tend to see the U.S. market get weaker right now. As you see the euro start to rally, you tend to see the U.S. market rally. And that was a major clue of that rally yesterday, and we pointed it out, sent several things out over Twitter, saying keep an eye on the euro, keep an eye on the euro, because the euro was staying positive, and that ended up pulling up the overall markets, showing that some fear is coming out of Europe, or I guess coming down just a bit. So again, I think yesterday what we saw, we were in a very oversold market. You saw a short covering rally with a little short squeeze there at the end of the day. Not to say the market's out of the woods, there's still a lot of problems, but I think if you keep an eye on the euro, it'll help give you an indication. Obviously right now you're seeing the euro sell off a bit, so again we'll watch that 133 area. Below that, the next support level at 132.75. So again, 132.75, you saw a lot of support there. And then that last little dip down at 132.56 will be an important area to watch. On a swing basis, more of an intermediate, want to see this euro get back above this 135 area. You saw the gap, and then we never really got back above it. So watch 135 as an important area on the euro. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Remember, if you can get a good trade-off later, or as far as tomorrow goes, if you get a good trade-off in the morning, chances are we could be in for a bit of chop. So you want to be aware of that. And we appreciate you taking the time to view us. If you'd like to join us for our next event at the Trading Pub, it's actually going to be held Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. That's 8 o'clock New York time. And we'll learn about the topic trading with a day job, and that's going to be presented by Craig Cobb of TradeWithPrecision.com. If you'd like to register for this free event, go to TradingPub.com and click on Pub Events. So again, to register, TradingPub.com and click Pub Events. Hope everyone has a wonderful day.